We are at the Meadows in Lake St. Louis. It's an outdoor mall with what outlets? Lots of outlets.
Yeah, outlets. Just different stores. It's got Old Navy, Claire's. I think is there a Bath and Body Works here?
I think there's a Bath and Body Works here.
We've got Von Maur, which is this large department store.
There's a guy playing a piano in it when we were in earlier.
Yeah, live piano music.
Go straight ahead here.
There's a pickleball court.
There is.
On the other side of the complex here.
Straight ahead we have Cugino's, which is a fluorescent restaurant that has a second location out here in Lake St. Louis. It's, of course, Italian, as you would guess. Very good food.
Yeah. There's a Clementine's Creamery, ice cream.
Yep.
There, which is a personal favorite of mine.
Yes.
They have very good ice cream.
They do. It's a quadrant setup. You've got 4 clusters of stores that are arranged around this clock tower plaza right here. It is kind of walkable. I feel like some of the sidewalks kind of end and deposit you on streets. The thing that I've noticed is that there's driving streets all on the inside. And unlike, say, St. Louis Premium Outlets or the District, which is also in Chesterfield, you come here and you do have to deal with vehicles a little bit more.
Yeah, you've got to cross roads.
You got to cross more roads with cars.
Yeah.
Something you don't really have to deal with as much at some of those other places.
Down off there in the near distance, there's a thrift store, very nice thrift store.
It's a very nice thrift store.
And then in a storefront over here it's an extension of that thrift store, and it's all Christmas stuff.
Right. See, this is what we're going to run into coming up here. Wait to see if they keep going or not. Yeah. And you got a tiny little sidewalk here that I can kind of walk on.
And there's no real crosswalk, and the sidewalk is oddly angled too.
I'm actually going to come across here. There is a directory. We noticed that the directory is kind of wrong.
Yeah, it gives wrong numbers for different businesses.
It does give wrong numbers.
And there are some businesses that are here that are not listed, and vice
Yes.
versa.
We had a little trouble finding the restrooms. They were kind of buried.
Yeah.
I should also mention there was no soap in the men's restroom.
Oh,
that was a...
Well, there was no women's.
Yeah.
Also, the map does not have a "you are here" marker.
So you kind of have to have a sense of orientation, I think.
Yeah, I think Von Maur is a large store at one end of this whole complex, and I think if you know where, you can kind of see Von Maur from everywhere. So
right, I'll turn back and look at it.
You use that to orient
it's over there.
I use that to orient myself on the map.
Yes. It's a kind of an eclectic mix of stores. Here's a CrossFit. There's a police academy over there. Yeah. There is a pickleball court, right? Is a pickleball court here? That we kind of heard. Yeah. You've got a couple of restaurants, Cugino's and BC's.
Something called BC's Kitchen.
Yep.
Here's a furniture, decor, and gifts store.
Yeah, in some outlet malls like this or outdoor malls like this, you see like a specific theme. Like St. Louis Premium Outlets in Chesterfield has a ton of clothes.
Yeah.
That is not as obvious here. I feel like
it's a
little bit more pell-mell.
I think there's some more office kinds of things here. Physical therapy office, and then you have these buildings off to the right.
Right, that are something.
Which look like they might be offices, maybe.
So yeah, this place is kind of stuffed into the corner of 64 and Lake St. Louis Boulevard in Lake St. Louis. It is kind of, it's a Saturday afternoon. It's actually pretty quiet.
Not terribly busy.
I was surprised at how quiet it was, actually. We were earlier today.
How do you say it?
Yeah. Yes, something like that. We have to go around this way. We were at St. Louis Premium Outlets earlier this afternoon, and it was very busy.
Yes.
And so you come
this is quite quiet.
About 15 minutes down the road. Yeah, there are a lot of cars here, but there's not a whole lot of activity going on.
Lots of outdoor dining.
There is. We've seen a few stores that way.
It
Nestled
is,
in next to Edward Jones.
yeah, and lens crafters.
And Lens Crafters. It's eclectic. I'm still trying to figure out what I think of this place. You know, we've done several different outdoor places. We've been to the Del Mar Loop.
Yeah.
You know, we've been to historic St. Charles, which of course we like a lot.
Yeah.
We've been, like I said already, to the district in Chesterfield. We've been to St. Louis Premium Outlets in Chesterfield. We've hit up a lot of outdoor markets, and this one is like it's an interesting design.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if in practice it quite lands the way that you would like it to, and it feels a little bit like, I mean, even little things like the music, the sound quality coming through the speakers leaves something to be desired. It's just not. I feel like it's missing a little bit of polish and maybe some small design niggles.
And maybe that's why it doesn't look so busy.
Yeah. Actually, if I was thinking of an analog, if I could, Streets of St. Charles. Not quite the same, but where you also have that kind of combination of streets and also
pedestrian friendly.
Yeah, Streets of St. Charles is lovely, but it's not very pedestrian friendly.
Yeah.
And I think this is a little bit like that.
Yeah.
I'll hook a left here.
I would come here, if I lived near here, I would come here for specific things.
Yeah.
Like if I wanted to shop at Bath and Body Works or Old Navy.
The thrift store,
The thrift store has some very nice things in
which
it.
is behind us. It's
It's nicely curated.
It's a standalone anchor store.
Yeah. So there are specific things. There's a bridal store across the way.
Yes, you can see the hexagonal, I guess.
Yeah. And the doors were propped open when we walked past that earlier, and it's a Saturday. That looked like they were doing pretty good business.
Yes.
But yeah, if I lived near here, there are specific stores that I would probably come here for.
Yes. So if there's places that are here that fit what you're looking for, it can be worth a look.
Yeah.
It also has the virtue of not being so overly peopled that you're going to be shoulder to shoulder like we've seen with other places where you're kind of jockeying around with other souls to make your way through this place. This one is pretty navigable. There's plenty of parking both on the outer periphery and also inside the place proper. So
there's kind of angled street parking everywhere.
Yes, but
here.
there's also more traditional parking on the outside that we found really easy to get in and out of.
Yeah.
It is at a light at Lake St. Louis Boulevard, so that makes it very accessible. And so you gotta like that. I think it's just a matter of you have to be a little bit more aware situationally when you walk, just a little bit. And the selection of stores and services are such that this is not necessarily like your one-stop shop for like shopping, where you can go in and find a whole bunch of clothing stores like you could at a traditional mall or an outlet.
It's not St. Louis Premium Outlets.
It is not St. Louis Premium Outlets. It's and it's of course it's St. Charles, Western St. Charles County, so not necessarily the kind of the hipster Del Mar Loop either. It's kind of its own thing. But like you said, and I think that's fair, if there are specific places you're looking for, if you want to eat at Cugino's, great place to eat. You want to get some ice cream from Clementine's? You do. You do. Yeah, so you've got, if you're looking for specific things, they may have it. Yeah. And there is that. Walking our way out, you can see the highway and the boulevard off there in the distance. So you can see this place from the interstate as you're coming up.
Yeah, that's one of the things that kind of drew us here, because we saw when we would drive on the interstate that it looked like a decent-sized shopping center here. Right
there, just a few miles from the kind of 40, 64, 61 interchange and Highway 70.
And here's Old Navy that we're passing by.
Here is Old Navy. And as we come back up to, I guess, what you kind of call the front, it is interesting just to take a look at it and see what it has to offer.
Yeah,
this is
the pickleball club is just around the corner.
It just is around the corner. And I think that's maybe where we'll kind of leave off, is we'll kind of come up here and check it out. But here's the main parking, which again has more to offer, kind of like that. And this is one of those places, especially if you live in Wentzville or Lake St. Louis, it's kind of worth walking through and just kind of checking out and seeing what the Meadows has to offer.